Okay. And so the next former coworker I want to address is going to be Miss Jackie, who was a Capricorn dating a Libra who actually worked on the job as well. I can't forget his name. He was a great guy. But that for she herself, when I first started, was one of the more solemn people, quiet when it came to me. But I can specifically recall a day of her losing so many customers and her lying to me for moving so slow, and that there was just a preference for me. She was one of those first people that recognize, I feel like, your haters sometimes are the first people that recognize your talent, and your potential as well, and will set out to hinder or sabotage. Um, but yeah, I can clearly recall those first days. But in terms of Miss Jackie and who she was like the mammy of the grocery store. She was the coon. And again, it's so crazy how we can take real life instances and individuals we've known in real life and double back to the dark side of the signs. Now, we went over in former videos the sellout aspect of Cancer and Capricorn, and lo and behold, a lot of the first individuals in need of addressing are Cancers and Capricorns, not to mention that they're Black women as well. And so she was an elder, and to be an older Black woman at that, you think she would see that potential and nurture it, take me under her wing. But no, it became an immediate threat. And so her customer service was superior, and so she just would go harder in that sense, I think, and be extra in that way. But yeah, in terms of who Miss Jackie was, she was a person that always needed to be the center, the source of attention, and the light of the store. And I don't think that that was just in the store. I think that that was just in life and in general. With someone like her, again, a Capricorn woman, she did remind me of my mother in that regard, that you're competing with children or people that you should be nurturing and building, and seeing them as competition and interacting with them as such. And so she was like a Me Too type of character, and not in the sense of needing the pat on the head from men, but just from people, white people in particular. So a lot of things she would say or do was for that approval and thumbs up. And I, lo and behold, stumbled across her Facebook page one day, and lo and behold, it was just like her character, oversharing, TMI, the volunteering of information that no one asked you, um, just this desperation for any type of attention, validation. She struck me as a woman that used to be really beautiful, maybe when she was younger, that used to be a head turner, a life of the party type. She reminds me of, to be frank, an aging narcissist that is in the fight for their life, at every instant and moment, for the spotlight, any and every bit of attention to remind them that they're still alive. And so when I started to experience some of these changes and differences, I lost weight. You know what I'm saying? I was stressed. My skin was shit, probably, at the time. And my stress was at an all-time high because, like I said, I wasn't getting any let up anywhere I could build my energy and my reserves back up. And so I was being attacked on every front. And she was one of the people that took great pride in lying behind the scenes and watching what appeared to be the demise of, oh, okay, well, a once shining star in the store to a person now struggling to uphold their reputation, their name, um, fighting for their privacy, because at every turn and every gate, this individual was sharing all my tea, and then mixed in with lies, guys, that I'm going to get into. And individuals who could have didn't have to rescue me, didn't have to come in caping by any stretch of the imagination. But if you notice it seemed that this person is struggling, hey, they at least just lay off them, maybe just leave them alone. But no, people that sought to um, celebrate, instigate, pour salt in a wound, you know. And when I left, she was one of the individuals that I know was so, like, probably a weight lifted off her shoulder and one less competitor. I must have been in her eyes. I'm quite sure that when it came to the gossip, um, she partook, although I can't say for with certainty, but just on a spiritual and a soulful plane, that I recognize that inherently this is someone who views you as their enemy, enemy number one. And no matter how much they smile in your face, laugh, hug you, even touch, because it was a forceful kindness that she used to always have with me. Like, always, it was almost like a mask with hopes that I didn't see the hate in the evil eye that was never far behind. Like the eyes didn't match the smile type of shit. And so there's so much I could say about Miss Jackie. But what I will say is this, because I respect my elders. It's okay, Miss Jackie, to age. It's okay to nurture. It's okay to give. It's okay to love. Someone that you see with the potential to possibly replace you or be better at something than you. Why? Because that then becomes a part of your legacy and your work too. Look at what you did and you contributed toward. That person, hopefully will always hold you in a high favor and esteem. But even if not, that's something that should make you sleep well at night. Not every woman is your enemy or wants to take something from you. Not every situation do you have to make about you. And even after you still exist, that you weren't at the center. Deep down within you, there seems to be some type of a light. Redirected to an authentic light, to a positive light, to understand to build someone else up, to brighten someone else's light does not dim yours. I challenge you to learn how to give and love and be an audience, be somebody else's audience that you might have otherwise envied formerly, and see how that feels. To step out, to take yourself outside of the equation every time, to understand that you're aging, you're somebody's grandmother, that there's nothing wrong with acting like it, walking like it, talking like it, and that not every woman do you have to engage as your granddaughter, but to understand that she's somebody's granddaughter. When you're thought back on, it shouldn't be with malice, not towards you, but remembering that which you had against me. You don't have to admit it, I challenge you to stop being about yourself at every turn and every gate, and to start being truthful in your relationships, especially in regards to people that are in charge. And when they're wrong, to be able to tell them that too. But then that would start with you being able to admit when you're wrong.